Hello, my name is Adamaris Cruz, and I am a senior civil engineering student at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. So I got interested in engineering because I love math and science. Other than that, I was extremely unsure about my engineering path, and that's okay. One doesn't always have to know everything. So I was studying forensic science and law enforcement in high school, and it was all I knew. My entire life, I wanted to be like an FBI agent or in CSI, police officer, and it's everything that I've ever wanted. And going into my senior year of high school, I had to experience the bad side of forensic science. The science part came naturally to me, just like analyzing different DNA. It was easy and I liked it, but forensics is a lot more than that. So I realized bad things happen to people and it can get pretty gruesome and emotional. And I felt that I was becoming desensitized to the horrible things that people do to one another. And I didn't want that for myself anymore. And so I decided on a different path. And if you're scared that this is not your ideal career path, that's okay. But at least explore everything engineering has to offer, which is a lot. Fortunately for me, I fell in love with civil because of all the extracurricular activities that I have done related to this career field. It really exposed me to what engineering is all about. Coursework will only teach you so much. It is the work and knowledge you learn outside of the classroom that is equally important. In my freshman year, I joined Dr. Fori's AEC Women's Study Trio, a program at UNLV called Transcend. And in my sophomore year, I continued to do all of these three. But I became a mentor in Transcend, helping freshmen transition from high school to college. I also joined the Concrete Canoe team as a part of the American Society of Civil Engineers. And that summer, I did research with students from North Dakota, Texas, and Malaysia on the life cycle assessment of water treatment plants. That sounds very technical, but it was really fun. And I honestly really glad that I took part of it. And if you guys have an opportunity to do so, you should as well. And our research was published and presented in Thailand for a conference. I did a lot more my junior year, but that's not really the point. The point is I got involved. I never regretted any team or club that I have joined. I've met incredible people who are some of my closest friends today. And if you have the opportunity, please take that leap of faith. You will not regret it. Because of my involvement, my name is out there in the engineering community. I had the amazing opportunity to land an internship with McCarthy as a project engineer intern on a solar site out in Phoenix, Arizona. I learned a lot about different programs used in construction as well as like the PACE. I was taught how to use Procore, Bluebeam, and I got to show off my Excel skills. And we used a lot of Microsoft Teams and Outlook. Some of these things you just can't learn in school. So if you have the opportunity to get an internship, please get one so you get exposed to all these things. I was outside every day making sure materials were being delivered. I was checking on the amount of material that we had and if there were any damages that need to be reported. And one of the coolest things was that because I got to work on a solar field, it was being built near two nuclear power plants, so the location wasn't really disclosed, and their photos are, kept to a minimum for security purposes. It was just really cool to see this because I've never seen a power plant up close. And I was working with people from all across the US. When you work in solar, you're considered a traveler and you're moving state to state to work on solar fields. And so I was working with people from Indiana, from Montana, from Missouri. It was awesome. And it was an amazing opportunity. It was a really great company. Next, I'm going to talk about a challenge I faced in the fall of 2021. Very specific. I remember it very vividly. I take full responsibility for everything that happened because I was biting off more than I could chew. I was taking 17 credits. I was a mentor, the freshman representative for ASCE. I was co-chair for the ASCE conference that our university had the honor of hosting. I was a part of Concrete Canoe and Trio. And I had to self-reflect on my capabilities and learn about mental health because doing all of these things at once, it was insane. I had to time manage everything down to the T, and I barely had time to do things that I loved, and it took a big toll. So this leads me to some advice for those listening. Please do not overwork yourself. Yes, you should be ambitious and keep pushing yourself, but not at the cost of your mental health. You need to take care of yourselves and keep an eye on your friends as well because they can be going through tough times too. Take care of each other. Also, learn when to say no. Even just politely, like, no, I can't do it. I have too much on my plate. As a first generation minority woman in engineering, trust me when I say it's been a journey. Figuring out a lot on my own was a bit bumpy. For those who are in the same position as me, just know there are people out there who are willing to help. Please find campus resources, look for people who are going through the same struggles, because believe me when I say they're feeling just as scared as you are, because they have to figure all of this out on their own. They can't go to their parents for this stuff because they don't know. And finally, I'm going to spill some of my plans for the future. So my plans for the future are quite ambitious, but simple. After I graduate, I hope to join the Peace Corps and eventually, when I move to the city that I love, build my own off-the-grid home. It's always been a dream now to build my own shipping container, make it my home, and it's sustainable. So I'm going to leave you guys with a quote. As Audrey Hepburn once said, "Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible." Thank you all for listening.